Now then, what's been going on this week? We have a spy nearby. I let my hair down. We get another complaint. And I get very, very jealous. Okay, right, let's talk about this spy. So we know this company watch our videos, which is great. Inspired them to make some videos of their own, very similar to our Mr. Wilson ones. And now they've done a bit of an update on their website with some very, very similarities to our own website. Scruffy, in a box, he's been on our website for years. You can find Scruffy on the website. You get £25 off your move. Scruffy's on every single quote that we send out. In a box, lovely, great. We absolutely love our theme, our branding, our ideas. Said company have copied Scruffy in a box. They've got a dog in a box homepage on the website, just like Scruffy, which is very flattering. So it looks like we've inspired them to obviously, I'm going to say it, copy our ideas. I did get in touch with a design company that has designed their new website. They did it years and years ago. Apparently they've had a dog on the website for years. Yeah, not in a box, not on the homepage, not like Scruffy. So we've got some other similarities to our website as well. They're starting to do moving stories with the same kind of terminology I do. I've been in moving stories, been doing it for years. And apparently there's another company doing moving stories as well, which I didn't know, but apparently they want to do moving stories as well, which is fine. I can't copyright moving stories or anything like that, but it's just very, very similar to ours that we've been doing for years. This is a new thing, but can't copyright moving stories or anything like that, but it's just a bit sad. I'd be so embarrassed if anybody thought I'd copied anything off anybody. Everything we do is original. In fact, I've got most companies, or I think all of them actually, blocked because I don't want to see posts. And I can't tell you why. I don't know why. I don't like seeing other people's posts. I like to do everything original or everything fresh. And, you know, I never switch off. I'm always thinking about ideas. So anyway, they've also done a flood and fire damage page like we've had for a long, long time. And I've got an idea why they might have done that. So if you watch my videos regularly, you'll notice that we've been doing a lot of contract work. I'm wondering if said company has looked, where's he getting his contract work from? He's got a flood and fire damage page on his website. I wonder if he's getting it from that. So that's why I think that flood and fire damage page is turned up on that website. Not copied it at all. Apparently, this said company did a blog a few years ago offering free storage for flood damage, people have been flooded. So that isn't a flood and fire damage page. But anyway, you can read the response, which I will put up in a second, from this design company that redesigned their website. So I have done a 7-minute video on just this, but I've decided not to post it. I'll put a pin in it for now. I just wanted to thinking, because I don't want another solicitor's letter through the door. So we did get a solicitor's letter through the door many years ago. Apparently we had something on our website that was a bit of a map symbol, very similar to theirs. Take that off. That's too similar to ours. So yeah, I didn't realise it. The website guy that I was using years ago had put some kind of map symbol on there. So we took it off. We don't want any trouble. We're such an easygoing, friendly company. Last thing we want is trouble. So I'm very careful. I'm very, very careful in what I'm saying, because the last thing I want is another solicitor's letter or cause trouble. But I've just got to air it, because I just think it's really, really rude to copy, especially on your doorstep, somebody else's ideas, themes. You know, it's just rude. And I just want to let everybody know that we have had Scruffy in a box on our website for years. We've copied nobody. So it's important to me. I think it's important to our company that we express that we don't copy anybody. Everything we've been doing for years. If they look at which the customers will do, they'll look at said company's website, our website, I think. The last thing I want them to do is go, James has preached their ideas. I would never do that. I'd be so embarrassed if somebody thought I'd copied somebody. So that's why I've made this little post. I have done a 7-minute video about it, which I'm going to put a pin in. And I realise I've been rambling on about this too long. So that's why I'm mentioning this. And what am I going to do about it? Nothing. Take it as a massive compliment. My website designer guy, Nick, is brilliant. He laughed his head off. He was just like, wow. How would somebody dare do that? But anyway, I approached the design company just in case this said company didn't know that they'd copied or used our ideas to inspire their new designs. But anyway, so that's that. I might release a full video on this one. I'm not sure yet. I'm still thinking about it. So how would any of you lot react, and especially if you've got your own businesses, if you saw somebody pinching your ideas or copying your ideas, allegedly, how would you feel? Would you be flattered or would you be annoyed? First day, I noticed it when that little birdie told me what they'd done. I was annoyed. I thought, how dare they? But then, after speaking with a few other people, take it as a compliment, like this solicitor did to me years ago. It's a massive compliment. So there we are with that. I'm going to do nothing, just carry on in my own lane, doing my own thing. And so I let my hair down. I do my first track day of the year. It's absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love it. It's my only hobby I've got. All my time's took up with Premier Movies and my little boy and his football. So the only one release I get is doing track days in my little Mini. I absolutely love it. So there's 4 of us in Minis at the minute, and we've got our Chris from CNR Removals in his red kit car Caterham thing. I think it's called a leopard or a lion or a tiger or something like that. Okay, if you know, just let me know. So I do loads of little tweaks to my Mini, but I tell nobody. Me and Andy are like that all the time, trying to get it. He's always got this 1 or 2 seconds on me. So I do these little tweaks. It goes to some dyno place to get remapped, and I put a fancy exhaust on it as well, but I don't tell anybody. So we do a few laps, laps around the track, and they go, "Oh, you're doing well today, James, aren't you?" And I tell nobody. So about halfway through the day, and then I got ripped to bits for obviously doing all these tweaks to the car. So they're all doing little bits now. Andy's even taking his rear wiper off to try and get some weight off. So yeah, that was absolutely brilliant. I recommend it to anybody that's into any kind of motors and anything like that. Massive, great release. I get very, very jealous. Darren, you're an absolute diamond, and I'm so jealous. Darren, he's downsizing. We've worked very closely. He recommends us. We recommend him. And he's going to pass us a lot of work now. He's downsizing. He said, James, I'll pass it all your way. So I owe him a good treat. Track day, Darren. Go and get the MR2 out. I'll treat you to that track day. I've told you. He's going to concentrate on more storage. The removals side of the business is a nightmare, absolute nightmare. Storage is great. It's hassle-free. It's so simple. But the moves are so difficult. I love it. I don't know how to do anything else. If I did, I probably would concentrate on doing something else instead. You never know what you're doing from one week to the next. It's not like a customer can ring up and go, we're looking at moving on the 22nd. Oh, we're a bit busy at 22nd. Could we do 23rd? No, it's happening on the 22nd. And it's usually short notice as well. So you can spend ages relating with a customer, building that bond, going out seeing them, Vez doing all the questions that they might have, me sending the quotes out, working the quotes out. So there's a lot of work involved before we even do the job. And if they ring up and we can't do that date, they just go somewhere else. So you spend so much time, effort with a customer, and if the solicitors say, no, it's got to happen on the 22nd, and you can't do it, you've lost that customer. Some weeks are really, really busy, and you're turning jobs down. Some weeks, tumbleweed, nothing happening. And you've got to keep these guys busy. They don't know when they're coming out, what time they're going to finish on that day. If there's late keys, sometimes we get keys at like 4:45, and they're expected to work till 7, 8 o'clock at night to unload a lorry, then come back and start 7 o'clock the next morning. It's a nightmare. So we have changed the way we work a little bit. We try and spread it over a couple of days now rather than try to squeeze it all into one day, because if there's delays, it's a nightmare. They're working in the rain, they're working in the snow, they're working in the heat like it is at the minute. So to get good movers is so, so difficult. The team we've got are absolutely brilliant. You've seen them in some of the videos. Our staff retention is amazing. They love it. It's so much hard work as well, doing moves day in, day out. It's really hard work. So I completely get it. Why Darren's going to downsize and concentrate on storage, and I am mega jealous because it takes so much pressure out of a working day. Luckily, we've got Vez in the office. She takes a lot of the calls, so I can go out and do all the bits and bobs, concentrate and stuff. Now we've got our Lucy in the office as well, which is brilliant. It takes off a lot of pressure. But when you're that smaller company, you've got to do everything, which I did when I first started. I built this up 25 years ago. I used to go out and see people at night, doing the moves during the day. I couldn't do it now. I wouldn't go back to doing that now. So yeah, Darren, mega jealous, mate. Right then, the complaint, best till last. So we get a complaint for turning up to a home visit too early. 20 minutes too early. And our customer service is shocking. Apparently, we've moved this customer before. So he obviously knows what we're like, or otherwise he wouldn't have got back in touch with us if we're really bad at what we did, or our customer service was terrible. So anyway, we get a phone call. You can listen to it. We're making a full video on this one as well. So this is just a snippet, so full video. So keep an eye out for that. We'll be out next week. So we get Matt turns up 20 minutes too early. This guy goes, "Whoa, we're starting lunch. You're not supposed to be here till 1." And Matt says, "Well, no, it's 12:30." He'd written down 1 o'clock. We sent him an email the day before to say it was 12:30. Please allow half an hour either side if there's any delays or we're a bit in front of ourselves. There's a picture of Matt on there as well, so they know who to expect too. But he still didn't get it in his head. He still thought it was 1 o'clock. He'd written it in his diary 1 o'clock, but it's emailed to him 12:30. Please allow half an hour either side. So Matt gets there 12:10. He says, "Can you come back? I'm having my lunch." I went, "Well, not really, because I've got a lot more visits to do." And then we get the phone call. You can have a little snippet here. The rest of the video will be out next week.
Well, you can tell them that I'm extremely annoyed with your service. I've got an appointment booked with you guys for 1 o'clock today for an estimate.
Yeah.
We just started our lunch in preparation to be ready for you guys coming, and he's turned up at the door now. And I said to him, "No, it's not now. It's 1 o'clock. Oh, I've got 12:30. Even if he had 12:30, he's half an hour early just now. But that's neither the point. I simply said to him, "Look, it's not convenient. We're about to sit down and eat and prep for you coming. Can you come back in half an hour?" "No, not really," he says. I mean, what kind of shocking customer service is this?
But first time I ever got a complaint for being too early for a home visit. I can imagine, if we were 20 minutes too late, half an hour too late, an hour too late, we'd have always called them if we were running late anyway. But a complaint and threatens to put us all over the internet for being 20 minutes too early. What is wrong with people? Anyway, some say if it gets above 32 degrees, she'll melt in a puddle on the floor. And she bought some ruby slippers from Vinted off Dorothy. Vez, how many home visits did we do last week?
27, including 3 on a Sunday.
How many moves did we do last week?
15.
Anything for NG22?
2.
2. How many have I done in this video?
45.
45. That's mad. Anyway, right. Scruffy, thoughts for our next video?